Hare Krishna, welcome to the Bhagavad Gita class, chapter 7, verse 27. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Paribrajakachaja Astotara Sata Shri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Jai Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 27. I noticed that the comments didn't come up the last class I gave, and even now, if the comments don't come up in real time, at the end of the lecture, I will, after I close the live video, I'll be able to see the comments on my page, and then I will answer the comments there at that time. All right? Bhagavad Gita 7, text 27. Icha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammohan sargeyanta yanti parantapa. Icha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammohan sargeyanti parantapa. Ichadvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata Sarvabhutani sammohan sargeyanti parantapa. Icha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. Sarvabhutani sammoham sargeyanti parantapa. Icha, desire. Dvesha, hate. Samuttena, born. Dvandva, duality. Mohena, overcome. Bharata, ocean of Bharat. Sarva, all. Bhutani, living entities. Sammohan, into delusion. Sarge, creation. Yanti, go. Parantapa, O conqueror of enemies. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. O scion of Bharata, Arjuna, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, overcome by the dualities of desire and hate. Purport. The real constitutional position of the living entity is that of subordination to the Supreme Lord, who is pure knowledge. When one is deluded into separation from this pure knowledge, he becomes controlled by the illusory energy and cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The illusory energy is manifested in the duality of desire and hate. Due to desire and hate, the ignorant person wants to become one with the Supreme Lord and envies Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pure devotees who are not so deluded or contaminated by desire and hate can understand that Lord Krishna appears by his internal potency, but those who are deluded by duality and nescience think that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is created by material energies. This is their misfortune. Such deluded persons symptomatically dwell in dualities of dishonor and honor, misery and happiness, woman and man, good and bad, pleasure and pain, etc. Thinking, this is my wife, this is my house, I am the master of this house, I am the husband of this wife. These are dualities of delusion. Those who are so deluded by dualities are completely foolish and therefore cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ichvadvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. As I said, the comments are not coming up in real time, so we'll deal with the comments after the class. So this verse in the Bhagavad Gita goes together with the verse before, Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna. Vedaham, Krishna says, I know. What does he know? He knows samatitani, what happened before, vartamanini, what is happening now, bhavishani cha, also what is happening in the future. So when one understands Krishna's position, as he clearly says here, that he is the knower of everything, nobody else knows past, present, and future as Krishna does, not even his great disciple Arjuna. So when one understands that Krishna is so superior to everything, then one understands that Krishna is also conscious of our situation. He's also conscious and understands how we have come into this material world. He is conscious of what we have done, what karma we have created. He understands what is our mental situation. And because of his pure and his omnipotent position and omniscient position, God is omnipotent. He can do anything. and he's omniscient. He knows everything. Therefore, he is the proper authority to go to get advice on how to make proper progress in life. We can see in the material world that certain activities cause pleasure and certain activities cause pain. In any case, pain or pleasure is going through the conscious life of this body, which may be up to 100 years. But when this body is finished, and the body will be finished, then again we will start another chapter. And we don't know where we're going to go, just like we don't know where we are coming from. But Krishna knows. So just like in any subject that we are not expert in, we go to the authority for enlightenment. So similarly, this subject of understanding who we are and what caused us to come into this material world and how to get out of this material world, the proper authority is Krishna. Just like if we have legal difficulties, we go to a lawyer. Why? Because the lawyer knows the law. He knows the situation. He knows what we've been through legally. Many other people have. He has that experience and that knowledge, and therefore he is competent to give us advice. In the same way, because Krishna is sitting in our heart, and not only in my heart, but in the heart of every living entity. He knows exactly the past, present, and future. He knows exactly how we have become entangled in this material world. Therefore, if we go to him for advice, we can get proper advice on how to progress and to become free from whatever entanglement we are in at the moment. Unfortunately, most people, they think that the material world is a great place. They think they will never die. They think that when they die, everything is finished. But actually, if when we die, everything is finished, how come that when we are born, when people take birth, they are born in different situations in the material world? Not everybody is born the same. Somebody is born rich, somebody is born poor. Somebody, I'm talking about human beings. Some human beings are born with a silver spoon in the mouth. Other human beings don't have a pot to piss in. So why this difference? Why is it that the material universe, that the laws of this material universe, who are so exacting, why is it that these laws are not exacting when it comes to the situation of our birth? Actually, the laws are exacting. What is the difference is that we come to this birth in the material world as human beings, and there is a previous condition. Because of this previous condition called karma, anadi karma phale, because of the results of our previous activities, that determines in what status I am going to take birth. And the only person who actually knows what is the situation of these previous activities is Krishna. Once we get to know Krishna, if we take an attempt to understand Krishna, then gradually all knowledge will be revealed in the heart. Because Krishna is there. Sarvasya chaham hridishanivishto. He says right in the 9th chapter, I am in everyone's heart. Mata smriti, from me remembrance is coming. Aponam, forgetfulness is coming. Jnanam, knowledge is coming. It is coming from Krishna. Krishna knows the situation and he gives us the results of that situation. Therefore, he is the only person who has the power to reverse the situation because he knows what is actually entangling us. Therefore, in the Upanishad, in the Mundaka Upanishad, it is said, Yasmin vigyate sarvam evam vigyatam bhavati. That if you know him, the Supreme Lord, then you know everything. Because the Supreme Lord knows everything. So when you connect with him, gradually all knowledge is there. You don't even have to study the Vedas. You just have to worship Krishna by the process of devotion. You just simply have to worship Krishna by the process of bhakti. And in this time in which we live, in this Kali Yuga, the proper and recommended way to worship Krishna is to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Iti Sodashakam Nam Nam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. These 16 syllables of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, 16 names, 16 syllables. Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. They are able to destroy the influence of Kali Yuga. And what is Kali Yuga? Kaler Dosha Nide Rajan. Sukadeva Goswami explained to King Parikshit that Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults. You will not find any friends here. You will not find any happiness here. You will not find any fulfillment here. Everybody is simply in it for himself. We are simply governed by Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, and Matsarya. These are called the 6 enemies. Kama, Krodha, Adichoy, Bata, Pade, Deyaboy. Bhaktivinoda says that these 6 enemies are giving me trouble at every step. Avashane, Hoila, Ashibelo. And in the end, we simply become old and we die. So Kama means lust. Everybody is lusty. Everybody wants something for himself. We have seen that even in Krishna consciousness, it is very, very difficult to give up the sense of doing it for myself. We may sing beautiful kirtans, we may give wonderful lectures, we may build huge temples, but often it is seen that the motivation behind this activity of knowledge, activity of achieving some material thing, it is actually done for my own pleasure. But Krishna is so kind, if we somehow put Krishna, even if we act for our own pleasure, Krishna will purify us. Just as I said, when you put something in a fire, it will become purified. If you stand in the sunlight, you will become purified. You cannot contaminate the sunlight. Similarly, you cannot contaminate Krishna. There is not enough sins that a person can commit that the chanting of Hare Krishna cannot reverse. This is not possible. Therefore, Kama, in this world, everybody is lusty. Krodha, when our lust is not satisfied, we become angry. We can see it. It is working man to man, nation to nation. Here in the West, for example, we have a certain lifestyle which depends on using huge amounts of material resources, and a lot of those material resources are coming from outside our countries. And when people outside the countries don't want to give us those resources, then we get angry and we fight. So when our desires are not satisfied, we get angry, Kama, Krodha. And the basis of this lust and anger is Lobha, greed. We are not happy with what we have. The one reason that Krishna loves the Brahmanas is that by quality, a Brahmana is happy with what he has. It's not that everybody is lusty and greedy and angry. There are many people who are satisfied with life. They simply want the basic things. They don't require more than they need. So, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada. Mada means intoxication. We are already intoxicated by this body, and there is constant advertising to become more intoxicated. Drink this, smoke that, go to this club, go to this movie, go to this theater, waste your time, live outside, away from your responsibilities, escape from the daily life. Don't really take responsibility for who you are and what you're doing. If you avoid responsibility, you will not make any progress, even materially, what to speak of spiritually. So this is Mada. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, illusion. Illusion means aham mameti, I am this body. This is my wife. This is my husband. This is my property. This is my country. This belongs to me. That belongs to you. This is Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, illusion. The illusion of being the body, of not understanding who we are. And then Matsarya, envy. We are envious. When other people make progress, we become envious. We also want. And the whole material situation in which we live, we are governed by demons, by asuras, who play on these emotions, who make us feel lacking, who always put something there to make us want more and more and more. And that, of course, causes a clash. And when there is clash, there is war, there is pestilence, there is famine, there is all kinds of things that are counterproductive in understanding. So, kama, krodha, adi, choy, bata, pada, deya, boy. They are giving me trouble and making me fearful, these 6 things. But if we surrender to Krishna, as Sukadeva Goswami said, Kalir dosha nida rajan, my dear king, Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults. He asti eka mahaguna. However, there is one great quality. And what is that? Kirtanad eva Krishnasya mukta sangha param brajit. Simply by chanting the names of Krishna, simply by glorifying Krishna, simply by going to the temple and bowing down to Krishna. Mukta Sangha, we become free from this attachment to material. We become free from these 6 enemies. And Parambrajet, we become liberated. We go to the supreme destination. That we are going to go to a destination is absolutely a fact. It is not a fact that when we die, everything is finished. We will go to a destination at the moment of death exactly according to the consciousness which we have developed in this life. But if you glorify Krishna, Krishna will make it so that you go to the Parambrajet, the supreme destination, which is Goloka Vrindavan, or the planet where Krishna lives, where there is no birth, no death, no old age, no anxiety, no envy, no greed. None of these things are there. So, even if you don't study too much, even if you don't practice austerities, simply by worshipping Krishna, knowledge will come within the heart. In fact, we may study many books. We may become expert in Sanskrit, expert in chanting slokas, expert in speaking. But that knowledge is not coming from the books. Whatever real knowledge we have is coming from the heart. And a devotee knows. When you become a devotee of Krishna, you understand when your knowledge is coming from within and not from without. And if you be a devotee is very, very happy to cultivate this knowledge. Cultivating this knowledge, it is just like collecting valuable jewels. This is the nature of a devotee. Therefore, a devotee is already a Brahmana. He is better than a Brahmana. As I explained in previous lectures, what motivates a Brahmana is knowledge. Knowledge of his spiritual identity, knowledge of his relationship with God. Why does it motivate him? Because he understands that this knowledge is the boat by which he can cross over the ocean of nescience. He doesn't have to take another birth just by understanding Krishna. And Krishna says it in the Gita many times. Jamma karma chame divyam. Krishna says, my birth, my activities are dibya. They are transcendental. They are not material. Evam yo veti tattvataha. If you know that in truth, tyakta deham, when you leave your body, tyakta deham, mameti konteya. You come to me. Jamma karma chame divyam. Evam yo veti tattvataha. Tyakta deham punar jamma naiti. When you leave your body, you don't take another birth. Mam iti, you come to me. By connecting with Krishna, the qualities of Krishna become manifested in us. And it is a natural situation because we are eternal servants of Krishna. We are not old, we are not young. Our body may be old, but we are eternal Nava Yovana servants of the Lord. And when we engage in Krishna consciousness, then Tyakta deham punar jamanaiti. We don't have to take another birth because Krishna doesn't take another birth. That is the advantage. So Krishna lives in his own abode, and he cannot be understood by material endeavors. He can only be understood by bhakti, by devotion. Krishna doesn't need And Krishna can see through any show, any, how can I say, Krishna can see through any theatrical activity. We cannot pretend to get to know Krishna by our own means. Krishna will give us knowledge. He will give us his association when he sees that we are actually sincere. He is looking for that sincerity. He's not looking to give us more material facilities. If you want more material facilities, then better you worship the demigods. They will give you so many material facilities, and indeed people worship the demigods. Traditionally in India, they would worship Lord Shiva, Durga, they would worship Surya, they would worship Indra to get material benefit. Now, in the rest of the world, we don't even believe in demigods anymore. In the Western world, they don't believe demigods exist. But there are material demigods. Your boss, the president of the country, the political leader, the commercial leader, the famous actor, famous sportsman. We worship these personalities because we want to be like them. We want to be successful. We want to be rich. We want to be famous. We want to be worshipped. That is our disease. And when Krishna sees that disease, it is blocking us from him giving us real knowledge. Krishna will give us real knowledge when we want to become free from it, when we are sincere. Just like if you go to a teacher to learn something, you go to a school or to a college, if you're not a sincere student, then the teacher or the professor will be less likely to take time with you or to give you proper knowledge because you don't want it. So in the same way, when we go to Krishna, we have to go there with devotion, with bhakti. As I explained before, Krishna has everything, but he has given us this minute independence. And he wants us to see that we exercise this independence in a way to please him. When we exercise our independence to please Krishna, then Krishna becomes happy. Otherwise, tarko pratishta shrutayo bivinna. The tarko or argument, even philosophical argument, and shrutayo, deep study of the Vedas, does not give us knowledge of Krishna, because it is done with our own ego, our desire that we want to become famous in discussion. We want to become famous in knowledge. No. Naso rishi yasya matam nabinam. And even the rishis, the great sages, they don't agree with each other. If you study the Vedas and the Vedanta, there are Shat Darshana, 6 philosophical paths, and they don't agree with each other. Whether it's Karma Mimamsa, thinking that work is important, whether it's Paramavada, that the atom is important, or Shankya, with the body and the body, the matter and spirit are separate. All the and Karma Mimamsa, working, that if we do good work, then we get good results. All these philosophies, even the Vedanta philosophy, they do not work unless Krishna consciousness is present. Unless Krishna agrees to be known, he cannot be known. So, dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhyam. Where is this knowledge of dharma? Where is this knowledge of our relationship with God? It is hidden within the heart. Mahajano jena gata sapantaha. It is hidden within the heart of the great devotees of Krishna. So the first step in understanding Krishna is to take shelter of one of his pure devotees. There is a beautiful song that Bhaktivinoda wrote. He says, Gurudev, my dear Guru, my dear spiritual master, Kripa Bindu Diya, give me a drop of your mercy. Yogyata bichare kichunai pai. If you examine me, I have no good quality. Tomara karuna sar. Your mercy is the only quality I have. The only way we can make progress in spiritual life is to get the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, I stress again and again, listen to Prabhupada's lectures, read Prabhupada's books, try and please Prabhupada That is the main idea beyond the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. It's not about building temples. It's not about getting properties. It's not about getting disciples. It's not about entertaining or making a good material life. It is about pleasing Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. So I see the comments that don't come up. So I will end this lecture and go to the comment sections and reply to your comments there. Thank you very much.